Hey everybody, it's Brian here. I hope you're having a great day. We're going to get right into it. First things first, I want to thank all the new people who have joined this channel, all the new saints. And this is a pre-tribulation rapture channel. I believe the rapture will happen before the 7-year tribulation time, the time of Jacob's trouble, the 70th week of Daniel, which is about to start. So if the rapture is going to occur before the tribulation, and the tribulation looks like it's about to start, how close are we? You can answer that question. We're really close. And we're going to look at just one or two things this morning, and it's going to be about Israel and what's going on there, because Israel is the timepiece of Bible prophecy. It is the timepiece that God uses to direct biblical prophetic things around the world. There's a lot of things going on prophetically right now around the world that's mentioned in Scripture, but the number one thing to look at is Israel. And what's going on with Israel? They're at war on 7 fronts. And as you know, things have escalated in the last 4 or 5 days in Israel. That soccer field got rocketed, and those young children, I think 12, died. Israel took out a commander of Hezbollah in Lebanon, and a commander in Tehran, in Iran. And I think another one, I'm not sure, maybe in Iraq. So there's been vows of revenge by Iran and others. Is that going to happen? Yeah, I think that's going to happen. I think we're in the process of that right now. This is the calm before the storm. I don't know how it's going to play out exactly. When Iran first attacked Israel and Israel attacked back, it was pretty limited, really. Is it going to be limited now? You know, who knows? I just know that God, the Father, is holding everything kind of back from really taking off. Why is he doing that? Because the church is still here. We're not destined for wrath and destruction during the tribulation. We're going to be in heaven at the marriage supper of the Lamb during those 7 years, receiving our crowns. We're going to be in a worship service. We're going to throw our crowns right back at his feet in worship in Revelation chapter 4 and chapter 5. And so we're waiting on pins and needles, aren't we? Because the rapture looks like it's going to happen any minute. We don't know the exact day or hour. We just know what we see tells us it's very, very, very close. And one of the things that says that is what I'm going to read right now. Is going to be, this is on the Zero Hedge website, Zero Hedge. Hezbollah retaliates hours after slaying commander's funeral, 60 plus rockets on northern Israel. 60 rockets launched from southern Lebanon towards the western Galilee, and 15 of them were intercepted. So 45 weren't intercepted. That's kind of strange. Usually the Iron Dome intercepts almost 90-something% of them. I think more technological advanced rockets are being used. A drone got through the system, I think a week or so ago, and they bombed, I think it was Tel Aviv. So what's going on? Well, these countries have more sophisticated weapons than we think. Iran has high-tech weapons. They just are holding them back. You never show your hand until you need to. And so what's going on? What's going on is this war is heating up. And we've been in the Psalms 83 war since October 7th of 2023. Now it's going to heat up even more. This can turn into Isaiah 17, Ezekiel 38, and 39. These events, I believe, are all tied together. I talked about this yesterday. I just want to read something that was sent to me on Telegram from a family member in Israel. Let's see. This is sent from a family member in Israel. It is a strange reality. Just returned from picking up some things needed to stock up our bomb shelter in case we have to stay in there long term. The stores are filled with many people preparing again for another war with what will soon come to Israel. Yet at the same time, we're living life joyfully, looking forward to another Shabbat. Please pray as we go into another night with all the unknowns. Iran, Lebanon, Hezbollah, Iraq, Yemen, and Hamas planning to simultaneously attack Israel. We trust in the Lord and his perfect protection. So we see a lot of stuff going on in the news, but this affects real people. It's affecting me personally. I'm not worried. I have a peace about it. I really do. I'm not worried. I pray for my family members over there, but they're in God's hands. What can I do? But I have a peace about it. I also have a peace about all the stuff that we're seeing all over the world going on, all the chaos going on. If you're new to this channel, chaos is all the chaos in the world and the craziness in the world is chaos in the world. And is there a lot of chaos? Wow. There's a lot. But you know what? Jesus said, when you see these things, look up. Your redemption draws nigh in Luke. He didn't say, when you see these things, freak out. He didn't say these things, worry and not getting any sleep. He didn't say, when you see these things, oh no, the world's coming to an end. The world's not going to come to an end. The movies have it wrong. There's going to be Armageddon, but we're not here for it. For us, the true believers of Yeshua HaMashiach, we're going to be taken up in a rapture, the catching away, harpazo away, into the clouds, into the sky. We're going to fly into the sky and meet the Lord in the air. We'll always be with the Lord. Then chaos and chaos will go on down here for 7 years. But the end of that time, right when the world is in the midst of literally blowing itself to bits, all the armies that are left are coming against Israel, what's left of the Middle East, in the Battle of Armageddon and Megiddo in the north of Israel and all the valleys and surrounding there. It's not just a one-front war, by the way. It's on many fronts. The Battle of Armageddon is not just one front. Right at the last minute, guess who shows up? Jesus shows up, and guess who's with him? We are, to save the day. The Calvary is here, and he saves the day. He destroys the armies of the earth. He fixes the earth, and we are with him. We watch him do it. We're on white horses, and we watch him do all this. What's that going to be like? And he sets up a millennial reign for 1,000 years, where righteousness will dwell. He'll rule the nation with a rod of iron. That whole scenario is about to be, it's about to start. Now, the rapture doesn't start that. Just make it clear. The signing of a 7-year peace covenant with the Antichrist orchestrates, with the many, it says, with Israel. That's what starts it. The rapture doesn't start the tribulation. Now, the rapture, I think, will trigger events to push the world toward that covenant. The Antichrist can't be revealed. The restrainer has to be removed from the earth in order for the Antichrist to be revealed to the population of the world. Who's the restrainer? You are and I am. And all the saints that have the Lord in their heart. Who's a saint? Everyone who's asked Jesus in their heart, who believe that he died, buried, and rose again on the third day, his blood on the cross paid for our sins. You ask Jesus in your heart, confess him to be Lord, and you will be saved. Confess with your mouth and believe in your heart. Those people, you're my people. And we're all going to go in the rapture very soon. I believe what's happening right now is going to escalate substantially in phases, and it'll go back and forth, but then when we're finally taken out, that's when it really takes off. But we'll see some back and forth. We'll see some things that will probably shock us. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Fear is not of God. Perfect peace casts out fear. Where's our perfect peace? Jesus in our heart. How can you say that, Brian, when you see all this stuff? Because I know I see it with my eyes, and my brain tries to process it, and it is scary. But when I realize why it's happening, who's allowing it to happen and making it happen, then peace fills my heart. Why? Because God's got my back. Jesus has my back, and he's got yours. It doesn't mean things don't happen to believers. I'm talking about biblical prophetic things in the last days. That's what I'm talking about. And we are in the last days. If you don't think we're in the last days, I don't know what to tell you. You need to find another channel. Okay? Because we're in the last days. If you're pre-trib, post-trib, mid-trib, all three of us agree we're in the last days. I believe we're just going to be taken out before the tribulation. 150%. I have no doubt. If you're a new believer, and I know there's a new believer who just saved recently on the channel, I think you posted yesterday, we are not here for this time. We're going to be taken out. And we are almost going to be, he's almost here to take us home. Not taken out like taken out. We're going to be rapture or poser. He's a parzo. He's going to come, literally change our bodies. We have to put a spacesuit on. See, this physical being can't live in heaven. The atmosphere in heaven is too rich, too glorified for us. So God's going to give us a glorified body, like a special spacesuit, that we'll be able to fly through the cosmos and live in heaven every day, breathe the air of heaven, and enjoy the atmosphere of heaven and everything that's there, and it won't hurt us. We'll be able to see the glory of God. We'll be able to see Jesus standing right in front of us, fall down, but get right back up. We're not dead. Why? How are we able to do that? We have a glorified body. How do I know this? Because Jesus says, you'll be like me because you'll see me as I am. You're going to be able to look at the Lord, who he really is, and not die because of a glorified body. This is what I'm waiting for. All this politics going on here in the U.S., I'm so sick of it. It's just a bunch of noise. Wah, 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 wah. That's what I hear when I hear these people talk. A bunch of noise. They know what's going on around the world, and they're ignoring it. This is all a smokescreen. Stuff's coming down the pike, and they know it. But they're lying to us. But I don't care what they do. They got their agenda. I got my agenda. You know what my agenda is? Waiting for the pre-tribulation rapture. Tell people they need to have Jesus in their heart, and encouraging saints not to give up, that their Redeemer is drawing nigh. I love you guys. I'm going to do another video tomorrow. If things come up in the world, I'm going to try to do updates. I'll definitely be here tomorrow morning. And then Sunday morning, 6:30, 6:45, I'm going to go live again. So I love you guys. We're almost out of here. Keep your eye on the prize. He's about to come back. This is Brian out. I'll see you in the clouds. Bye-bye.